world owes $315 trillion. That's not a typo. It's the largest number humanity has ever created, and no one can truly explain where it came from. But here's the secret most economists won't tell you. We didn't just build an economy on debt. We built an identity. We were taught that success means spending, that progress means borrowing, that more is always better. And so we built a world running on credit, powered by promises that can never be fully kept. Governments owe banks, banks owe investors, investors owe confidence, and people owe their future. The question is no longer who owns what, it's who owns us. Let's break down this invisible empire. Out of the $315 trillion, governments owe $91 trillion. Corporations owe $164 trillion. Households owe $59 trillion. Debt has become the foundation of everything from housing to education, from startups to superpowers. But most people never ask, where does all this money come from? The answer is shocking. It's created. Every time a bank approves a loan, it isn't lending from a vault. It's typing new digits into existence backed by trust, not gold. Modern money is debt in disguise. It's not printed, it's promised. And that promise only works as long as people believe the system will keep spinning. Debt isn't a flaw in capitalism. It is capitalism. Debt has always existed. Ancient Mesopotamians tracked it on clay tablets. The Roman Empire used it to fund wars. But after World War II, everything changed. The US dollar became the world's reserve currency. One rule replaced all others: borrow now, pay later. The 1980s gave us the rise of credit culture, debt-fueled consumerism disguised as growth. The 1990s turned emerging nations into investment playgrounds. The 2000s created the illusion of infinite prosperity, until 2008 reminded us that borrowed wealth always collapses. And then came 2020, when governments around the world printed trillions overnight, and the line between money and debt officially disappeared. We didn't fix the problem. We made it too big to fail. Debt isn't just economics, it's psychology. It creates dependence. Nations depend on central banks. Citizens depend on credit. Businesses depend on investors who depend on confidence that can collapse overnight. This is why central banks can control entire markets with a single interest rate decision. Because the system isn't built on productivity, it's built on fear. Fear of losing, fear of defaulting, fear of falling behind. That's the real currency of the modern world. Fear leveraged into growth. They call it monetary policy. But let's be honest, it's social engineering disguised as economics. Here's the cruel paradox. Debt hurts the poor, but it feeds the rich. Because those who understand debt use it. Elon Musk built Tesla with loans. Jeff Bezos used debt to scale Amazon. The wealthy don't avoid this system, they leverage it. But the average person is trained to be a consumer, not a creator. They borrow to survive, not to multiply. That's why financial education is dangerous to the system. It teaches you to step outside of the loop. The real escape isn't paying debt off. It's understanding how debt works for you, not against you. Debt is no longer just financial, it's emotional. You're not only indebted in money, but in attention, time, and identity. Social media thrives on dopamine debt. Spend your focus today, feel empty tomorrow. Corporate culture thrives on energy debt. Overwork now, burnout later. We've normalized living perpetually in the red, mentally, emotionally, financially. That's why we can't slow down. Because the system doesn't just want your money, it wants your momentum. The global debt to GDP ratio is at 100%, meaning for every dollar of real value, there's another dollar owed. Economies are addicted to debt-fueled growth. Governments print, companies borrow, consumers swipe. It's not a cycle, it's a countdown. And when the music stops, The ones left standing will be those who saw it coming. Those who learned how to create real value in a world of artificial wealth. This is where AI enters the story. Because AI isn't just automation, it's acceleration. The debt system was built for slow economies, not exponential ones. In the AI era, power will shift from those who own money to those who own intelligence. The new capital is not cash, it's clarity, creativity, and adaptability. The next trillionaires won't be bankers, they'll be builders of systems. People who understand how to create tools that multiply human potential. We are entering an economy where ideas compound faster than interest. And the irony is poetic. The world may owe trillions, but the people who learn to think differently will owe nothing. Because real wealth isn't owning assets, it's mastering awareness. The world runs on borrowed time, but your future doesn't have to. Subscribe to Next Self and reprogram your mind for the AI era.